In this last leg of our trip, we explore the gravelly range road in Montana. So today we left Craters of the Moon and we drove up the Highway 15, and at Manita we turned in Red Rock Pass Road and then up to this North Valley Road, and then we're gonna go up this Centennial Divide, which is where we meet up with the Gravelly Range Road, and we're gonna do the Gravelly Range Road, part of it today and then part of it tomorrow. Oh geez, so dusty.
Ooh, yeah.
See if it's nice, then we'll stay there for the night.
Is that what it showed on my map?
So here we are at West Fork, what we thought was a campground, and it looks like it's just a picnic table and a fire pit in this sort of open area. So we're deciding if we should stay here or if we should continue down the Gravelly Range Road.
Well, maybe like around
Clover
Black
Meadows.
Butte. Like that's Black Butte there. Black Butte. Popular hike here.
Oh, yeah. So we just stopped to take some pictures of the Jeep and Black Butte.
Black Butte.
And we're headed to Clover Meadows campground. Hopefully it's a campground and not just a picnic table on some flat, windy plateau. That's what we're doing right now. It is 6:23.
You like my hair, sweetie?
It's really big. Good. So there seems to be these like camping posts, but then it's not really clear where exactly the camping is. Like this is just, there's no road into it. George went to go see if there's a flat spot. We just drove by the nicest spot, but somebody's already camping there. They're just like back down there where they had this like beautiful view of the lake and a nice flat spot with trees, and it's nice and covered, but it's not for us. We're at Monument Ridge. Temperature has dropped quite a bit, but the scenery is beautiful all around us. There's still snow over there, and Black Butte in the distance. Sun is setting, got some ruffles, and just gorgeous. So the Gravelly Range Road is known for its beauty and wildflowers. Hun, can you roll your window down? Just like capture some scenery there. Yeah, nice.
Some weird wagon over there. What is that?
Is it a tiny home?
I think so. Yeah, it looks like it's actually.
Oh yeah. Clover Meadows campground. Let's see here. Ah!
We're here. Okay, so.
I guess we can drive down some of these roads to
Yeah,
find.
we like this one here. Looks like there's a vehicle there.
Oh, there is?
One vehicle.
Okay. So here we are at Clover Meadow campground. We drove down this road here and then into there. Oh wait, no, into there, and there was basically one campsite which was already taken. There's another one over here where it's fenced, but it looks like it's a walk-in site for some reason. So we found this site kind of in the open over here. There's a fire ring and some wood left over, and it's pretty flat for us to park right next to the outhouse, which looks like it's gonna fall over, but it actually wasn't too bad inside. And so we're gonna make some dinner, have a fire, have some hot chocolate. So it's about 9:30 and we decided to leave this camp. George didn't get a good feeling.
Wow. It's actually quite unique.
Jeez.
That's better. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh no, the little one's scared. The
Whoa.
little one. So here we are. We're at Cottonwood Campground, not where we were last night. We decided to move because there were some creepy things happening at the other campground. So we were at Clover Meadows. Is that what it's called? Clover Meadows along the Gravelly Range Road, and we thought it was going to be like an established like campground, kind of like this, because this shows up on the map along. This is a Centennial Divide or something, Centennial Road or something like that. And we had camped here before, so there's like established sites. So like, you know, there's like a gravel pad, picnic table, and there's like a fire pit back there. There's an outhouse behind me, and some other like camp sites just around this loop. So we thought it was going to be something like this, but it wasn't. It had this sort of like old looking dilapidated outhouse, which wasn't that bad. And then it had pretty like 3 sites. It had one site that was like far deep into like the trees. And when we drove to that site, there was a truck camper with a couple mountain bikes on the front that was parked there, but it didn't look like anybody was there. So we drove out, we saw another site that was like a walk-in site, and we're like, why is this a walk-in site? Because pretty much you can park anywhere in that meadow. So that walk-in site was there. And then there was another open field, which was where we parked. And so we set up, we had dinner. George found this large bone. And then while we were having dinner, we were just sort of he kept checking to see if there was any movement in the other campsite. I didn't think anything of it, and it didn't seem like there was anybody there. And then he later on found kind of like a wood stick pile that was set up to be a campfire, but it wasn't started. It was put there, and then nobody lit it. Like, I don't know if they fled or just left it. And so all of these things kept adding up, and we were there from about 7:30 to 9:30 having dinner, and there was still no movement from the other campsite. It's a Sunday night, and like he was trying to think of reasons why it would just be parked there. I was like, maybe they're just inside, because a lot of people who have like RVs just pull up to a site and then they hang out inside their RV. They're watching a movie or whatever. But it was in between 7:30 and 9:30, which is kind of like when you're eating, and nobody came out to use the outhouse. We didn't hear any voices. So it was really strange. So at that point, George kind of got, like, he's never gotten creeped out by a campsite before, but he didn't have a good feeling. So it was about 9:30, we packed up and we decided to go to this campground because it was not too far away. We had been here before. We know what it's like. We know it's an actual established campground. We were going to roll in late, but we kind of knew the arrangement of the campground anyway. So that's what we did. And on our way out, we saw like a man driving in a Subaru coming in the opposite direction. And we thought, oh, maybe that could be them. But I would have expected at least 2 people, because, you know, they would have had to, 2 people driving, one driving the truck, one driving the Subaru, and then maybe they left in the Subaru to do a hike or whatever, and then came back. But it looked like there was only one person, so that was weird as well. But anyway, so that's why we're at a different campground this morning. Glue. Oh, poor thing. It got angry because it never played it.
Yep.
So here we are. We are driving back to finish the Gravelly Range Road where we left off last night, in order to move to a different campsite. There's Warm Springs, and we are on Warm Springs Drive.
Springs Creek Road, I guess.
Warm Springs gravelly range road from the south to the north.
Up in them there hills.
Up in them there hills. And then we headed towards the east. We crossed this bridge and there's this nice little area with this river here that we can air up in. Camping's permitted here. I just made a comment that every time we're airing up, it's dusty and hot. And this time we actually found shade. Yay! This is a really nice spot. Camping here is $18 per day if you don't have a Montana fishing license. And I think it was $12 if you do. Down to the end, and there's like a day use parking lot here, and the pit toilet's just right behind that tree there. So it looks like there's only about 4 camping spots here. But yeah, that boat ramp was really nice. Toilet, not so much. So, yesterday we were doing the gravelly range road, this part of it here. It continues further south, but we stopped for camp at Clover Meadows, and that's where it got really weird. We had dinner, then we decided to clean up, and then we did this little detour down this Warm Springs Road and down to Cottonwood Campground where we had camped before. And so today we just drove back up. We finished the gravelly range road. We're just airing up here around the Madison River. Carry on towards Ennis and then onward home. Here we are in the town of Ennis. It's very cute. Population 840. Lots of fishing in the area. Yeah, it's really cute. We are driving home, and of course there's a storm. Well, that concludes our 31-day USA adventure trip. Check out our playlist for all the episodes, subscribe for more adventures, and of course, thanks for watching.